Now let's have a deeper look at ego. Anybody have one? I'm reading from Second Chance, page 41. Turning to Jonathan, I queried him once again. What you said about ego fascinates me, but I just can't follow your reasoning when you say that the ego is detrimental to our mental stability. It bothers me. My ego is important to me, and there's no way I would like to lose it. Jonathan says, have you ever heard me say you can lose your ego? That, my dear Richard, is impossible. You can only find out what ego is so that it will have less control over you. Then you will stop having to prove yourself to the world, and the feeling of contentment and self-esteem will be yours. Whew. I'm going to read that last sentence again. You can only find out what ego is so that it will have less control over you. Everybody's got an ego. We haven't figured out how to cut it out like we can cut out tonsils. Ego is formless. And because we're inside our own thoughts, that's all that we know is our own thinking. So you can only find out what ego is so that it will have less control over you. You can't actually lose it. Then you will stop having to prove yourself to the world, and the feeling of contentment and self-esteem will be yours. Whoa. It's interesting because way back in the beginning of my career, I was working with children. I think it was elementary school and middle school age kids. And we had a program back then. Actually, I devised it. It was called something about self-esteem. I think Jeff Tim wrote a curriculum called C, Self-Esteem is for Everyone. And, I did the best I could back when I had, this much understanding about ego and self-esteem. It was definitely a huge step up from what was popular at the time, which was the thought that we have to put self-esteem into children. Do you remember that? I think it was back in the 90s when there was this huge push in the schools to compliment kids and tell them how great they are. And that went way overboard. When somebody has self-esteem and they know who they really are, that who their essence is, it's not a who, it's a what. Their essence is the same as all of us, which is unlimited potential. Unlimited potential beyond what we can think up with our little mind, beyond what we can think up with the brain. We can have things occur to us that are completely dumbfounding. This very course occurred like that. It wasn't that I sat down with pen and pencil and a goal of creating something that was going to encourage people to read and listen to Sid. I mean, I would do that as much as I saw to do that, but boom, creative, unlimited potential delivered this course to my front yard, basically, in my lab. And that's how things work when you see it. I think you have to see it. It has to happen for you in a little way. At least that's what happened for me. When you see it in even one way, a small way, it gives you the trust factor, the trust in getting out of your own way by not following your ego. You want to follow a nice feeling. That's the secret. Ego is, trying to keep up, even keep up with your own goals that you set for yourself, never mind keep up with somebody else. But when you see beyond your ego what you're made of, which is the same energy that everything is made up of. And when you look around, you see incredible ways that that energy expresses itself. And that's what we are, is a vessel for the expression of unlimited creativity, intelligence, potential. But don't take my word for it. You have to see it for yourself. And I found the best way for people to see this is reading and listening to Sid Banks. So thank you. And I'll see you soon.